Loyalty, hard work, sticking around long enough to get good at something, these are all things that companies should generally reward their employees for, right? And in a lot of companies, they do. They're like, cool, we like this employee. We want them to stick around. We're going to reward them more the longer they stay here. The harder they work, the better they do. But as a gig worker, you're not an employee. You're a contractor. And even though you might work hard and you might stick around for a long time, and you might have loyalty as well to the application that you're gigging for, you may not actually be rewarded for your efforts. And Uber has a dirty little secret that they don't want new drivers to know. So let's set the scene. You're a brand new driver, you've just signed up to Uber Eats, and you've got rose-colored glasses right now. Everything looks fine and dandy like apple candy. You may be chasing a big sign-up bonus, and your quests as well are through the roof. You're looking at a couple of dollars per delivery. You head out, you do a few shifts, and you think, wow, this is really cool. I'm making great money doing this. And then you start to notice there are rewards and loyalty programs where you get cheaper fuel from certain petrol stations or discounts from certain retailers. Starting off as a green driver, you think, man, if I can get up to gold, I'm going to get cheaper fuel. And then even diamond and platinum, and it's all going to be great. But Uber's entire system is designed that the harder and longer you work, the less you'll end up making. So to paint the picture, let's have a look at a new driver signing up. So they get their first bunch of quests, and it might be 5 deliveries gives them $20, then 5 deliveries gives them $25, 5 deliveries gives them $30, and so on. It's quite good pay. They think, man, I'm getting paid $4 per delivery here, $5 per delivery if I get that next chunk done, then $6 per delivery if I get the chunk after that done. So it's incentivizing new drivers to drive more and more and more and push harder and harder and harder to get to their next quest to earn more money for themselves. And of course they gun for it. They come out like a racehorse, sprinting full speed ahead, trying to get them quests hammered out, getting all them deliveries that they need to do to make as much money as possible. And we all did it when we first joined up. I was guilty of doing this too. But this system of high pay is not designed to last forever. After 2 to 3 weeks of doing these quests and absolutely hammering it out and doing as many deliveries as they can, they started to notice these 5 or 10 delivery quests have started to change to 15, 20 deliveries just to get a bonus. And they think, sure, why not? I do 60 deliveries a week, so I'll just do 15 one night, 25 another night, then another 15, and whatever it might be to add up these quests through. And they keep smashing it out and they keep driving, but these 15 deliveries now, they're paying $3 per delivery instead of the $4 before. So they might do 15 deliveries for $45 as a quest. And to the driver caught off guard not thinking, they think, oh, $45 for a quest, that's pretty good. And they're not doing the math to reverse backwards on the quest, saying, well, how much is it per delivery? So it's the key thing, guys. Always think, how much per delivery does this break down to? Continuing the story for the driver, though, they continue to slug forward, unrelenting, brave in adversity, getting quest after quest done, delivery after delivery, at the same velocity, same intensity. Then a week later, suddenly, instead of it being 15 to 20 for their first quest line, they see 50 to 60. And the driver may stop to think at that moment and go, well, hang on a second. I normally do 60 deliveries across a week, and that was broken down to multiple different quests, and I get paid for little chunks of the quests as I go through. Now I've got 60 just on my first line of quests between Monday to Thursday. I don't do 60 between Monday to Thursday. I do 60 across an entire week period. How am I going to fit this in? So the driver commits. They double down. They say, you know what? I'm going to hit this first line of the quest, because the quests after that, they start dropping back down to 10 deliveries again. If I just get through that first 60, then I'll get onto the better quests underneath them. So maybe I can get through 70 deliveries, maybe 80 if I really smash it out before it resets again. And the driver goes out there and they hammer it out. They go for it. They put in the extra hours. They put in the grind. They do the deliveries. Another 2 or 3 weeks go by. Suddenly the driver checks his quests again. The first line on their quest, 120 deliveries. The driver stops and says to themselves, 120 deliveries? I can't do that. I can't hit that as my first line of the quest. But then it seems to drop down to 10 or 20 after that. But even still, I can't do that. I can't do 120. But I still want to keep driving to earn some extra cash. And the driver will get out there and they'll drive and they'll do 50, 70, 90 deliveries. But they won't hit the total amount of deliveries required to hit that quest bonus, which means Uber doesn't need to pay that out. So the driver has absolutely thrashed themselves, where in the past they used to get paid for little incremental quests getting to that point, to a point now where the driver physically cannot do that amount of deliveries. So the driver hits a couple of different forums and all they read is, well, it's just the honeymoon period that new drivers have. And the driver thinks, well, you know what? They got me. And I made enough money through that entry-level period where, I racked up some good quests, made some good income, and sometimes that 120 quests, it drops down to 80, and I can get that occasionally, so it's not the end of the world. Uber designed it like this. The longer, the harder, the more you put in, the less you get, and the harder it gets. They bet and bank on people not hitting quests because it means they don't need to pay them out more. They've put a lot of money into the psychology of how people work. They understand that if people are this close to hitting that quest to get that bonus, they will sit around for hours in a car parking lot just saying, only 2 more orders, only 3 more orders, only 1 more order. They will sit around, they will wait as unpaid labor for the company, just hoping that they can hit a target. So what are you saying, Chris? Are you saying it's all fucked? You only get this little honeymoon period and then this is the way it is moving forward? No, there is a way to fight back against Uber and to play the system to your advantage. So now that we understand that Uber incentivizes drivers to take on as many deliveries as they can to put them in a certain bucket at the end, where it's very difficult to hit quests, very difficult to earn money, and you got to work 2 to 3 times harder to earn the same amount of quest bonuses. It was all architectured through, giving you these big ones to take on more and more, dangling that cherry, plus all your green, gold, diamond, platinum programs on top of that, just to give you that little bit of extra incentive just to take on that next quest, take on them extra 10 deliveries, until you're in that bucket at the end. We need to accept that's the process, that's what they've designed for us, but the way to fight back is to, and hear me out on this one, it's to take breaks from delivery driving for 2 to 3 weeks every now and then. If you're in that final bucket where you have a huge amount of deliveries to hit just to tick off a quest, if you stop driving for a week, they think, just keep on the same thing, maybe he's just on holidays. You stop driving for 2 weeks, just keep on the same thing, maybe he's on holidays. After 3 weeks, they'll go, oh, maybe he's not in that bucket. Let's move him back just a little bit. Let's give him them quests before he got to that final run. Then if you continue to not drive, the quests will get easier and easier and easier. And over the period of maybe a month of not driving, from that final end bit, you can get right back to the entry-level quests again. So just as Uber incentivizes you to take on as much as you can to get you to that final bucket where they can give you heaps and pay you fuck all for it, at the same time, they don't want to lose you. So as part of their retention strategy, is they're going to lower them quests down because they want to find the point where you're happy, where you're like, okay, cool, this amount of quests. And they'll get you to work another week and then start moving you back up again. So what to do to fight back and keep your quests reasonable is to cycle apps. Do 1 week on Uber Eats, then do 1 week on DoorDash or Menulog. The concept is that works is you do the quests, you get all them juicy, easy quests, hammered off with Uber, they move you up into that next bucket, then you don't fucking work for them, and they say, fuck, let's drop them back to get them back working on the platform again, and they cycle you back to the easy quests. That way you keep cycling through the easy quests that pay a lot, $5, $6 per delivery, as opposed to in this bucket over here, 50 cents per delivery as a bonus. That way you're still playing by the rules that they've set out. This is their battlefield, you're soldier on it, and you just figured out how to navigate through all their landmines. So this works very well for drivers who are just doing it casual or who are just doing it as a side hustle here and there. Cycle between your apps, give it some downtime just to cool off a little bit so you get good quests again. Otherwise, if you're happy to absolutely flog yourself and sit in that bucket where you're getting paid 50 cents or $1 per delivery, we're prior over in this bucket on Easy Street, you're getting $5, $6 per delivery. Just weigh it up. Where do you want to sit? You want to work your ass off and get 50 cents, $1 per delivery, but overall you'll probably earn more because you're doing 200 deliveries a week or whatever it might be, as opposed to doing half the amount of work and getting paid close to the same. So it comes down to yourself. Are you going to play the game? Because these are the rules of engagement. The harder you work, the less you get. So work less, get a little bit easier. Take a break here and there. Reap the benefits on the system that was built to get you to this bucket, but to keep you from leaving in total. I've tried this many times myself, and I think even just a month ago, I kicked myself a little bit. I went, oh fuck, I've shifted up to gold accidentally. I've gone from green tier to gold tier because I did a couple too many deliveries, and I noticed my quest jumped up from about 10 on average to a 20. And I went, oh no, I don't want to have to do 20 deliveries just to tick off one quest. I was like, no, I've screwed up. I've done too many deliveries. Now I've got to let it cool off. So I've just given it 2 weeks to cool off. And I'm straight back and getting 5 deliveries for $30, 5 deliveries for $35, 5 deliveries for $40. Huge difference between the two. I think that 20 deliveries, it was for an extra $3 per delivery. It's like, do 20 deliveries, get $60. But I was like, but I can just do... I can do 15 deliveries and make over $100 in bonuses. Why would I do that? It's about playing smart, guys, thinking smart, thinking long-term, and playing the rules of the game. Because end of the day, Uber knows that drivers aren't infinite. There's only so many people out there willing to put in the grind and hustle to do this kind of work. And if they lose them to other platforms or competitors that are paying better, it's hard for them to come back. But that's all for today, guys. Think about that one. Think, can I cut back? Can I cycle through a little bit to get a little bit of an edge from these quests from Uber? Think it over. Leave what you think down below in the comments if you found something similar, because I've tested this myself over the last year, and I've been very, very careful to make sure I don't move up too far. I want to extract as much money as I can, as easily as I can, from these large tech giant companies. But comment below, guys. Make sure you smash like and subscribe, and until next time, peace out.